Hello.
I'm not going to ask you for everyone's names. I want to remember at the end of it. So I have two questions I want to discuss before I start talking about what is digital. And I want you to think about it and tell me what it is. What is design for you guys? Anyone?
Communication.
Yeah?
It's a form of communication, either if it's a function or like an ad or whatever, you're always communicating something.
Okay. Anyone else? Come on.
It's a tool to reach out to people and say message that you want.
Okay. Yes. Everyone's correct.
I think it's an approach of finding a way of how to do things better or to make things better, function better, whether it's communication or etc.
Good. Yeah. Anyone else?
It's a problem-solving process.
Yes. So it's everything. Everything that you guys said. Yeah, it's not just a tool of how you design things visually. It's about how you go from one point A to point B or doing anything in that. It's design. Everything. You plan it. Planning is sort of a design. What is advertising?
Convincing people they want something they don't need.
Perfect. Agree. So how do we do that? Opinions, just opinions. I'm not teaching anyone anything. I'm not here to teach anyone anything. If you learn something, that would be great.
Create a connection between the audience, a personal connection between the audience and the product.
Okay.
It's like creating a dream somehow, like visualizing something or creating something, making it more, I don't know, exaggerated in a way.
Okay. Why don't we go each and every person? Let's see what each and every person has to say. Everyone has to have an opinion. A dream. Yourself? What is advertising?
A way of creating value and then showing it to people.
Okay.
Yeah, I think also it's a dream and trying to convince someone, forcing someone to it's convincing people about something.
Okay.
I think it's also about convincing people. I don't know this thing.
Do you get convinced?
I think so.
Really? You're a good consumer.
It's also the same thing.
Does everyone feel that it's about convincing people? Is advertising about convincing people?
That's
Manipulating.
Yeah, it's more manipulating than convincing.
Okay.
It's also about establishing your identity in the market and between the knowledge of the people, the general knowing about this company and this company, for people to know about you and who you are. Advertising is part of your identity.
Okay. Well, no one is wrong. Everyone's right. But I think everything is changing. Design is changing. Advertising per se is changing. And how people advertise is changing. How people take the advertising is changing. People do not accept. Do you actually sit and watch commercials anymore? Like, okay, let me go home and watch commercials. Is that what you do? No.
No, but when you think about it, you sometimes buy things, it's really, for example, not good, like fast food or whatever, and you still go for it because they're convincing you somehow.
Are you buying it because of the convincing, or are you buying it because you like to eat them? Yeah. Egypt, called KG, okay? What do we believe in? Advertising is dead. You cannot advertise anymore. It's difficult to accept, but you need to understand why I'm saying that and how and which direction advertising is going. If you think making TV commercials is advertising today, you're wrong. If you think it's going to be, wow, I'm going to go and make TV commercials, if you want to ever enter advertising, I'm going to interact with models and glamour, it's going to be fun. It's not. So, what is it going to be? Advertising today is equals interaction. Interaction is what you do with your friend, your parents, with everyone around you, with your surrounding. It's not about putting a nice looking design on a billboard. and expecting your friend to say, wow, it's nice. That's the only person who's going to say that, no one else. So, what is it? We are a creative boutique specializing in brand interactions. Anyone care to explain what brand interactions means? Anyone?
What is brand?
Yeah.
It's the relationship a brand has with its market or with its target audience.
A relationship, can you write it? So we're saying brand interactions is a relationship. Okay? Anyone else? Can we title brand interactions, please? So we can just put it on the wall. What is brand interactions? Huh?
Maybe also about how a brand behaves.
Well, it is essential, but the interactions part. What does it mean by brand interactions? It is essential to have how a brand behaves.
Like to the consumer.
Yes. Yes, literally taking of the way a brand interacts with the consumer is brand interaction. Logic. But what does it imply? Okay, let's define what are the mediums used in advertising. What are the mediums used in advertising? Come on, that's simple. Even my mom knows it.
Print and TV.
Print, TV, what else?
Radio.
Radio,
Internet.
what else? Internet, what is internet? What does it mean?
Like social media, for example,
Web.
Social media, all that part.
websites.
Okay,
Viral advertising sometimes.
okay. So what does all this media do? Think about it. What does it do? Sorry?
Communicate,
Yes,
give information.
yes,
That would be the good one.
yes. But today, do you actually watch the banner ads on the internet? Do you actually sit down and watch commercials?
No.
Do you actually look at a billboard and say, I'm going to buy that? No. So why doesn't that happen? Why do you go and buy stuff that your friend says, oh, that's good, you should go for it?
So that's word of mouth.
Sorry?
That's word of mouth.
Literally speaking, yes. But is advertising creating word of mouth today? Yes?
It's because of trust. It's because you'll trust whatever your friend says.
Good point. Trust.
Probably there's a sort of pressure on you.
It is also pressure as a consequence, but that is being constant overall. It's social pressure.
Yeah.
It depends on the brand. Yeah. So it's social pressure. Write it at the bottom, but just say social pressure.
And we'll give that.
Anyone else? Do I need to repeat the question, or is everyone aware of what I'm asking?
Yes.
Is it more of like an engagement in a way, or somehow that you're like, for example, when you talk to someone or you have a friend who's telling you, go buy this brand, it's more of not only trust, but that someone actually physically connected with you in that sense, or someone told you in that sense.
Okay, now question it. Why does your friend do that?
Do what, tell you like to buy something?
Yeah.
Because they believe in that thing, or they think it's good, or
Okay. And why does that happen?
because they tried it, or it's experience, exactly.
Exactly. How do you deliver an experience?
By talking about it.
Huh?
By talking about it, telling the story of your experience with
No. No. How did your friend receive that experience?
Oh, okay. Yeah, by interacting with the brand. or
Thank
whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So how does a brand create interactions? Does television create interactions today?
No.
Does a billboard create interactions today?
No.
How do you create interactions?
Events, for example.
Events, for example. Yeah? At the bottom again. Sorry, you're giving all the right answers. So, interactions. What is brand interactions? You're right, it is word of mouth, but how do you create that word of mouth is what advertising is today. It is not about making TV commercials anymore. It is not about making a beautiful layout because he taught you brand interact or some interactive design, But it is about how you take that interactive design and apply it. See, design is essential by default. Yeah, it is essential by default. It's like air. You need to know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, you shouldn't be in the business. But how do you apply that is more important as well. Okay? I think more important than anything else. Now, when I asked you previously what is design, and I said point A to point B, okay? And someone said problem solving. Who said problem solving? Someone said problem solving. Okay. So, it's about problem solving. How do you tackle a solution? Architecture, design, everything is design. The same way, creating a brand interaction, the way to create a brand interaction is also, can be termed as design. It is not visual design, but it is a plan. I will do this, hence this will happen, hence someone will come and interact, hence someone will talk about the interaction, which will create word of mouth. It's as simple as that. Now, what do you call a brand? When do you provide the experience to a person? One of the ways that you provide an experience is through something we call consumer engagement. I've got this nice little thing someone gave me, someone used it. Consumer engagement. So what is consumer engagement? It is about creating opportunities for your consumer to throw something back at you. When you say something to someone, hey, what happened? What happened to your life? Yes. Yes. See, irrespective of whatever, she said something back, right? The question is, how do you create dialogue? How do you create your consumer to interact with the brand? Because what do advertisers pay for? Why does a Procter & Gamble or a Henkel or a BMW go to an advertising agency and give them millions of dollars to talk to you? So that people just watch a commercial and they think, wow, BMW is beautiful because it's on TV. No, they want you to experience their product. When you go into a showroom and have a driving test or whatever, what is that? You're trying out the product. Your mom goes to the sweet mart and tries out something before she buys it. Yeah? It's all about experience. So advertising today is about creating brand interactions and providing experiences. Creating interaction. Oh, sorry. Within our office, we have created something called popularity. And this is what we believe. We as advertisers and marketeers have made the business of advertising so complex with technical jargons. We have so many. I don't know if you ever get into an advertising agency and work for Procter & Gamble, Philip Morris, Henkel, or even Unilever, you will have these PSIs and USPs and this and that. And by the time you learn all these acronyms, you're like, I thought I was going to do some shoots. You know, I was going to go and shoot some products and models and make some TV commercials. So it is complex. And what the industry does, it basically kills the creativity in you. You know, all this happiness that you come with, wow, I'm going to change the world and I'm going to, do this, win an award, go to Cannes and, get a gold lion. And then you come down and you're like, oh no, I finished GUC and they're putting me as an intern to look for images for 5 days in a row without going home. It's a fact. That is what is going to happen to you. Anyone want to intern with us? Bring a set of clothes. We have a very comfortable couch. No shower though. So, advertising has become really complicated. It basically means what it stands for. How do you make something popular? Yeah? How do you make something which everyone talks about? What is popularity? It's about word of mouth. Yeah? People talk about it, you become popular. And basically what you need to do is give people a reason to talk about it. What does that mean in old school advertising? USP. unique selling point. Yeah? But none of the products really have a unique selling point. How do you differentiate one car from the other? How do you differentiate a BMW? I mean, there is differentiation if you look at it, if you understand cars. But for a common average person, all of you guys as well, why do you buy a BMW over a Mercedes-Benz? Anyone? Because one has a star and one has a propeller?
It's the image. I mean, if I would be an old man, yes, but I'm not. That I would go maybe for Mercedes, and if I'm sported, I go for BMW. It's the image about.
True, I agree. It is all about, see, like, as simple as I'm trying to make it, advertising is as complex as well. It comes from experience, it comes from doing a lot of work, but it also boils down to keeping it simple. If you don't keep it simple, people do not understand what you're saying. Yeah? Anyway, the 3 ways, or the simplified ways of explaining to my mom how to make good advertising, and that's what we're trying to do it here. Give a brand a purpose. If I ask each and every one of you, let me ask just 3 people. Okay, I'm going to ask random people, and let me see what you guys answer. No, I can't say the name for the guy in the center. What is your purpose in life? Why do you exist on planet Earth? Think about it, each and every one of you. Are you just here because you were born on this planet and then you're going to die soon? Or?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. What is your purpose in life? Get married? Get married quickly so you don't have to get a job? No, seriously, what is your own purpose in life? It can be anything, but do you know what it is? Do you know what you're going to do? Do you know, is it just getting a job? Is it just getting into advertising? Is it just, what defines you? What makes you happy? What is your purpose in life? What are you going to do? Be a musician? Follow a passion? See, the same way these questions that you ask yourself, we as advertisers ask them for a brand. What is the purpose of a brand? Why does a brand exist? Is it to give, I don't know, McDonald's make people fat?
Yes.
Is it, why does a brand exist? How do you give a brand a purpose? How does the brand convince you, like you said? Coca-Cola in the US, Coca-Cola worldwide now, says happiness. Right? Happiness. Do you really think it is happiness? You all laughed and you said, yeah, right. Or maybe you just ignored it. Or maybe you just said, like a perception, it's like, oh, it's so sweet. Yeah? When you look at the commercials and say, ah, nice. Yeah? But what does it do? It makes you feel cheerful, maybe? When you look at the commercial, if you see one of those graphics and you see how the design has been used to make it cheerful. You see? So what does the brand do before you come to design? How does it go further? Yeah? You define a purpose. Coca-Cola said, we are a fizzy drink. Nothing more. You know? We get manufactured at 0.1 cent for a bottle, we sell it for $1. How do we interact with people and how do we convince people to buy us and not Pepsi or any other fizzy drink? So they said connect, let's create interactions with people. What are the interactions going to be about? So they did this multi-million-dollar research and they said that people normally drink soda when they're like happy or with their friends or something like that. So what can Coke do as a brand to add value into people's life? Okay? I don't want to get into the process of how they arrived at it, but they basically arrived at providing people happiness. Now this doesn't happen in Egypt, but it did happen in the States, where they put Coke vending machines in the universities, and if you went and put $1 in or whatever coin in, and if you're a single person and if you're a girl, there would be a Coke can coming out with a hand coming out with a rose.
It happened. They have something.
Yeah, it happened here also.
You have here also? Okay, cool. So you guys know. So what did it do as a brand? It did not go on, of course it went on TV as well, but as a brand, it created positive, cheerful moments for you. Okay, and when it goes on TV and it says happiness, you don't consciously think about it, but subconsciously you accept it. You understand? So yes, it is manipulation as well, but how? Okay? I'm going to come to what is digital quickly. And probably that's now. Yeah?
I have a question.
Yeah?
The thing is that with this approach, I feel like if the regular advertising posters, billboards or whatever, the things that we're kind of used to, has become ineffective.
It's not ineffective, but
or
yeah.
if it's dead, or if it doesn't communicate as well as these more interactive techniques, then don't you think in like 20 years from now, if all brands started becoming a lot more interactive and we start doing all of these, really fun activities or whatever, don't you think that the same way we filtered advertising kind of like out of our minds would be the same thing 20 years from now?
Yes, and that's called evolution. And we will evolve and we'll create something else then. I don't know what it's going to be. But yeah, there will be a time when maybe you might not need to advertise. Maybe it's part of family then, because you're talking about it every day. I don't know. You don't give up on your family. Not everyone. So, I mean, at the end of it, if you are part of the group anyway, then maybe we don't need to advertise. I don't know. I don't know 20 years from now. I'm young. So let's put this aside and let's come to the topic that I promised when I would speak about. Let's become digital. One more question for you guys. What is digital?
Something on a screen?
Yes?
Something you can't interact, like it's, you can't interact, like there's a limit to the interaction you can
Something you can interact with, is that what you're saying?
No. Like there's a limit to the interaction.
Digital has a limit to interaction, okay? What is digital? Guys, if you can talk with me rather than talk with yourself.
I think you mean it's not tangible.
Yeah, okay, then it's not that.
Beautiful ladies, can you talk with me and not with each other? What is digital?
It's somehow turning real into virtual.
Somehow turning real into virtual. Okay. Yes?
I think it's also a different way of translating communication. So it's like binary, zeros and ones.
Everything is 0 and 1. Everything in life, male, female, 0, 1. Nature, 0, 1. Earth, 0, 1. Everything is 0, 1. Everything is 0, 1. I mean, if you look at it from a very geeky point of view. It is 0, 1 whether you like it or not. Yin and yang. Everything is about balance. We were talking about this in the morning. Everything is about balance. Good, evil, blah, 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 heaven, earth, everything. 0, 1. So, but besides that is a very philosophical conversation. What is digital in the context of advertising? Come on, guys. I just talked about. You guys are very motivated. Do you want coffee? Like you don't have coffee. Caffeine.
Okay, so
Red
everything
Bull.
that's not on paper, and that's
Sorry?
everything that's not on paper is basically digital. That's basically not everything that's not on paper, but it's not on paper.
Okay, one thing you guys shouldn't do is be literal about words. We spoke about brand interactions, right? We spoke about what is design, we spoke about what is advertising. There was a reason why. Think about it. What is digital?
Digital is a new form of interaction, where it's a new medium of interaction,
Getting
so
there?
it's a tool and we can use it.
Yes, fair enough. Okay, that's a nice way of putting it, but let's move forward. Let me give you a brief background on what is happening in the world before we get there. There we go. Smartphone versus PC shipments. Pardon my English. What does that mean? Smartphones were sold more than PCs in the last 2 years. Okay. In 2009, the advertising community missed an opportunity of $50 billion in online advertising spend because they thought TV was more effective. The cost of media, online versus or digital versus TV, you see the difference. Google grossed 12, I don't even know how to say that figure, in gross and net in 2010, 1 quarter. Social media versus email accounts. Social media accounts have surpassed email accounts this year, I think. Last year they were still close to it. Businesses are now on social media. Anyone have an answer why?
Because it's quicker to somehow address a huge number of people at one time.
No. Brand interactions. Yes?
And also because Facebook created like this new format where you can have applications on Facebook.
Yes, but why? Brand interaction. Art is becoming digital. NYU now has a course which is focused on an applied art stream called augmented reality. It is a course by itself. Augmented reality is officially an art form. Contactless payments. People are paying with their phones. In Japan, they do not see money. They stop printing money, I think. I'm not sure, I'm kidding. But
I saw this commercial where they don't go to stores. You
It's
go
all
with your phone, like no barcode thing, and you just
Yeah.
put their
Yeah.
billboards everywhere, and then it's like
Yes.
in the store. And
Yes.
like where the aisle with all the products is, and then you just take a picture of the products and it sends it to your shopping cart, and then it sends it to your
yes, yes. You do not see money. You see numbers in your bank account, and those numbers deplete, at least in mine. So, all the clients, after all this, now, all of a sudden, when they realize this, all the clients, every agency, they basically, the top bosses, they come to you as a junior, obviously, and they say this statement. We need to use digital. Integrate social media, let's do something on Facebook. And hence, majority of the stuff on Facebook is all shit. Everything. It's because someone said we need to be digital that someone went and paid £100 and created something digital and his boss was happy. Why? Because we are on Facebook now. But that's not how you do it. How do you do it? With design. That's where design comes into play. How do you question the problem? What is the first question you ask your client? A brief. Right? You ask your client a brief. Ever wonder what the brief should contain? Anyone?
Statistics
Statistics of?
of marketing.
Brilliant point. Can we be a bit more concise?
If you have, for example, a company and you want to know how successful your competitors are and how successful you are in the market, you have to make statistics and see where you are exactly in the market.
How does that help?
Successful, it helps the company to go successful.
No, think about it. See, all you're saying is not wrong, it is essential, but is that what you ask your client?
You see where there's a gap in the market and you try to fit.
Sorry?
You see where there's a gap in the market, what your competitor isn't doing, and you try to do that part.
Okay, let me ask you. You see your friend crying, what do you ask your friend?
What's wrong? You just ask
What do you ask your client?
What do you want? Or what,
The needs.
what's your need? What is wrong?
What's the problem?
What's the problem?
Why is he coming to you? What is the problem? What does he need? Most common answer in Egypt, I want to sell my product. How is it different from any other brand? Do you really produce a brand not to sell it? No. So, the key to a good campaign lies in a good question as well. So if you know what the problem is, you know how to solve it. But if you don't dig strongly into what the problem is, you will not be able to come out with a good campaign. So do not go out there and start thinking of making a brilliant ad without having a brilliant problem. To have a good ad, you have to have a brilliant problem as well. Understand that if you don't have a brilliant problem, reject the client, at least if you're working by yourself. Okay, so coming back to digital. I'm sorry, I just keep messing this up. Now, all of you said, what is digital, what is digital? Everyone had these beautiful examples of what digital is. But do you realize that digital is already part of everyday lives that you have? Everything that you do is digital today, everything. Look at this. Everything is digital. I didn't have it here, but sorry. Everything is digital. It is part of your everyday life. Right from the time you open your eyes, you cannot. The first thing that you do, I promise you all, when you open your eyes is check your BBM and then you check your Facebook. The first thing that you guys do, even before breakfast or even going to the bathroom. Digital is already part of your DNA. Look at everything. Cameras, meeting people, money, file of facts. When was the last time anyone used an encyclopedia? Telephones. What is it now? The same. You use the same things, but everything is digital. Everything. Now you go digital camera, Facebook, Twitter, blah blah blah. Money, credit cards, iPads, security devices, USBs, Google. Everyone trusts Google today. Does anyone question if Google is right? No. Smartphones, computers, everything, you are already digital. Each one of you, even your parents, I mean, thanks to you, they know what everything is. Right? Everyone is digital. So why ignore that aspect completely? Why not create brand interaction within the camera? Has anyone thought about it? Why not create something that talks, that interacts with the user? Why doesn't Canon, now I'm thinking about this loud, so don't go and sell it to Canon, please. Now why doesn't Canon do some sort of interaction within the camera that can create Canon some sort of mileage? How? Think about it. I'm not going to have the answer. I'm saying you can create brand interactions in each and every medium here. Does it have to be television? No, it doesn't have to. So how do we do it? I've put in a few words which I think audience should feel. You know, you should entice your audience. Everyone understands the word entice?
No.
See, I'm not the only one.
Okay, entice, how can I say? Let me give you the dictionary meaning of entice. So I'm not, you know.
Like captivate and like really.
Yes, captivate, but the dictionary, excuse me.
Maybe inspire.
It's all of that put together in a way, but it basically means that 3G in this country is slow. Entice. To lead on by exciting, hope, or desire. So you lead a person by making him excited about something. So it's not just excitement, it's not just, how can I say, making it desirable, but making sure that excitement and desire leads to something. Okay? So entice. Now I'm going to show you examples and I'm going to stop talking from time to time during the examples. Now this is where I come into play this.
Wait, is there a sound?
It's art. It's art. What form of art is this?
Performance art?
It's a mix of everything, I think. It's visual, it's choreography, it's all sorts of, how can I say, things provided through digital. So there is a musician, there is a choreography, everything was choreographed, right? So how do you choreograph something like this? How do you choreograph something like this?
Digitally.
How do you think of something like this in the first place? How do you think, sit down and wake up in the morning, like, how does the eureka happen? You don't know, right? Don't worry, neither do I. The point is to be not thinking TV. Thinking about see, this did not come out of the blue. There was a problem, they created a problem out of nothing and they solved it. They said, how do we present? Now if I ask you the question, we want to present BMW and its heritage and modern technology in a way, or in an artistic way. I don't know what the brief was, okay? I'm just making things up right now. But think about what was the brief. When you look at a piece of communication, you don't say, oh, it's beautiful. You say, what was probably the brief? And do you think it's solved correctly? Okay, that's how you look at the ad. You don't look at the ad and say, nice. Of course you say nice because the other person feels good. But you also say, what was the problem defined by the client and how was it solved? Was it solved in an effective manner? Yes? No? Okay, that's how you judge it.
Is that important?
Sorry?
Is that really important to know about the problem?
Not as a consumer, but as a person who would want to work in the business, yes.
Okay, for the business. Okay.
Yes.
But as a consumer, I'm only judging the result.
Yes. As a consumer, all that matters is the end result. Yeah. If I feel, if this had the desired effect on the consumer, then I'm home.
Okay.
This is how this was taken and put into an ad on the TV. how do you define brand character? What does BMW stand for in your minds? Currently, without even thinking of this, what does BMW stand for?
Innovation.
Elegance.
Okay, innovation, elegance.
Sportivity.
Huh?
Sportivity.
Anyone else?
Luxury.
Luxury. What else?
Lifestyle or something like class lifestyle.
No one said engineering. German engineering, right? Why do you buy German cars? Why don't you buy Russian cars?
Because technology-wise.
Why don't you buy Lada? Technology, right? Innovation, technology, engineering. What do these metal balls do?
Present like.
Give you a feeling of precision. You know, in an elegant manner, in a very classy, contemporary manner. What does it do? It reflects the brand characters. When you look at BMW and you look at those things going up and down, you say, ah, it can go together, right? You don't think a Lara could do that. Right? So,
but I think it also visualizes a sense of touch actually.
Sense of touch?
Yeah. It's something more than only, because I think Audi is a little bit more pointing out something on technology, innovation than BMW in this case.
Yes, but BMW till a few years ago, before they came up with Joy, they were talking about engineering, German engineering and stuff.
Yeah.
So all these things actually affect the brand. You need to define these things before you come up with the thing. This is another thing that goes in a brief. You define a problem, you define a brand purpose, you define what the brand should stand for, and hence based on all these things you come up with something like this. How is it done currently? Digitally in the museum, and then you take it out in the TV world, or how do you take it across media? See, how to use a media in a relevant manner is the key question today. How do you use digital? How do you use TV? How do you use print? How do you use a poster? And what do you use it for? More important, it doesn't mean just because you have something on a print ad or a TV ad means it has to be the same thing on, how can I say, the digital world. Guys, do you have any questions? Good. Share it. You make it viral. You advertise for the brand. Brand doesn't advertise. You advertise for the brand to your friends. You talk about it to your friends. Last one. Last aspect of the thing. You saw all of these things in isolation, right? What does it mean? Does everyone know the term integrated campaign? Integrated campaigns, anyone? Yes, it has all of this, but it also has, these are terms that I have come up with. Emotions. Yeah? These are things that people would term in a human way, not in an advertising way. The entire intention is to make it as human as possible, not use scientific terms. Use terms that people understand. So hence those terms. But integrated in a technical way means having all the media that you planned to have in a campaign for making it a success. It doesn't necessarily mean TV, but that does not mean no TV either. Okay? For me, TV doesn't exist, video exists, or film as a medium exists. How you use that medium is what matters. If you use it on TV, you use it as a video on YouTube, you use it as, what do you use it as? Okay? How is this campaign effective? If you go out in the business of advertising and design, you would have to justify this for coming up with the idea. The traffic, the interactions, how would it lead to sales, what are the leads, what are the walk-ins, how are you defining engagement. Now these are different things that you need to define, but this is something which can come by your counterpart who's non-design or non-creative, the account servicing part. So you guys have to work together in a way. Now, the first question, and I know everything goes in your minds would be, yeah, but this is not possible in Egypt, right? Right? What do you guys think of this? I think it's a question and answer session if you guys want to have any questions.